Alan Liwag, number 34, suiting up for the first time here. He's one of their transferees from Emilio Aguinaldo College, as we remind everyone that this pregame program is presented by Gal Drugstore and Sanzar Pharmaceuticals, bringing color to life through the art of healing. And like I mentioned earlier, Alan Liwag should be a big factor here as he makes his Asiabasket debut.
And he will be joining forces, ika nga, doon sa mga ibang kakampi niya rito, trying to get that 3-0 record para mas maganda ang kanilang kantada as we near our playoffs come November 9.
And some of the more important factors for CSB, of course, you have to talk about Tony Inot. And we've been making a big deal out of the spelling because it's spelled, why not? As in, why not go to Tony Inot, who's been averaging 22 points per game throughout his brief run in this Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship.
And to go with that, meron pa siyang 7 rebounds per game on the average, diba? 4 assists per game, and 1.5 steals per game. And I won't be surprised if he'll be having another nice game here. But waiting for him on the other side, gaining momentum mo. So of course, sa tires, di ba? Hindi naman papatalo na papatulak agad sila Gerald Anderson.
Of course, Gerald Anderson, someone who is known to headline teleseries, soap operas. He steals hearts, but he also steals possessions from the other team. 7 steals against the Phuket Waves in his previous matchup.
That's 7 out of the team's 17 steals. Diba? To go with his 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. And he is showing us a totally different dimension. Itong si Gerald Anderson, because he's not just a scorer but also a facilitator.
And Gerald Anderson, this is nothing new to Asiabasket. When he made his debut in Kuala Lumpur earlier this year, he was a 20 points per game scoring threat, averaged about 5 or 6 rebounds per game, around 5 or so assists per game. But the defensive prowess that he's brought to this tournament is a different dimension to his game.
And he's gaining momentum. Tapos nakita pa natin yung kanyang partner ay nandito rin. Talagang very inspired. Ikaw ba naman manood ang iyong better half? Talagang may inspire ka.
Julia Barreto in the audience tonight. So I'm sure our very talented production crew will be looking to give you a glimpse of Julia Barreto. She's actually on the upper left corner of that shot, but you're looking at another important member of CORSA Tires' squad, JR Gimpayan, who we'll tell you about in a bit. But first, the coaching situation for CORSA Tires in tonight's contest. We have to bring this up because their head coach, Monch Gavieres, is not here. There's an immediate emergency he had to attend to. His mother's been taken to a hospital. So it will be Jojo Cunanan, the veteran, serving as their playing coach alongside Andro Katipay. And in the event that both Katipay and Cunanan are on the court, Eugene Tan will be stepping in as their consultant as a coach.
Loaded din yung coaching staff na yan. And of course, kay Coach Monch, prayers offered para sa iyong mahal sa buhay. Of course, we hope that nothing serious and makabalik agad, ano?
That's right, echoing that sentiment towards Coach Monch Gavieres. Now, going back to CORSA Tires, Jmar Gimpayan, more known as Waray because, well, he is a Waray. He hails from Lawang, Northern Samar. He had a breakout game against the Phuket Waves.
Yeah, 21 points, going 8 of 14 from the floor. Sama mo pa yung 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. But he got ample support from Garcia, Jerome Garcia, and RV Berche. These gentlemen scoring 15 and 12 respectively. But the beautiful thing about the game of Garcia was 9 of those 15 points came from Rainbow Land. Habang si RV Berche, 6 of those 12 coming also from beyond the arc.
RV Berge, the former Ateneo Blue Eagle, finding himself a spot here in the CORSA Tires lineup, but they're taking on a school that loves to wear the white and green. The Benilde Blazers at the helm. And there's Julia Barreto. We have to stop ourselves because she is in attendance supporting Mr. Anderson.
And let's see kung mag-iiba for the better ang laro ni Gerald dahil alam mo, knowing him, I covered a game with him about 10 years ago, partner sa Hong Kong. He dropped 38 huge points in that exhibition game against our kababayans there.
And now he's only 34 but still playing like he's 24. The energy that he brings to the court whenever he's out there is just unmatched. Gerald Anderson, when he was in Kuala Lumpur, we covered that tournament. Julia Barreto actually came to watch that last game he played in. And there was a big buzz when she was in the arena despite all of us being in Kuala Lumpur. Yung mga kababayan nating nanood din bilang pagsuporta sa mga players na Pinoy. Ramdam na ramdam mo yung appreciation, the fanboying and fangirling, and social media just showed so much love to Gerald and Julia.
Siguro sabihin na natin sa viewers natin, you're seeing the fans here, we got a good crowd here. Spread the word. Yung mga taga Mariñas, meron tayong mga artista dito. Punta na kayo dito. Join me in Stan and Kim. Kasi last game na natin for the day to.
That's right. And Wednesday is the final day of our group phase. So that's the last day din na libre pa ang tickets dito sa Dasmariñas Arena. The action is where it's at here in Etivac. Now, the starting lineups for both squads.
Tires! At guard, number 6, Eloy Tan. At center, number 88, Edsel Mag-isa. At forward, number 2, Jojo Cunanan. The other guard, number 9, Jumilson Bertales. At last, the guard, number 3, Gerald Anderson. And now from the Benilde Blazers. At guard number 17, Jomel Ancheta. The other guard, number 0, Matthew Oli. At center, number 6, Eman Ojula. At forward, 39, Tony Enid. The other forward, number 77, Anton Eusebio. And for their head coach, Raiko Toroman. CORSA Tars Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. Sulong na, sulong pa, lungsod ng Dasmariñas.
And now the starting lineups here for CORSA Tires, Eloy Tan and Gerald Anderson in the backcourt, Jumilson Portales, Jojo Cunanan, and Edsal Mag-isa in the front court. And that tip-off of the game was brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Meanwhile, for the Benilde Blazers, you've got Jomel Ancheta and Tony Inot in the backcourt. Ancheta inside off that Anton Eusebio assist.
Now, you were talking about the Blazers. Kanyan, nila natin napasadahan yung kanilang victory against Shawarma Shack. 105-71, 36-point victory there. Alam mo ba, kapatid, they shot well in the three-point area. 13 of 32. So, ibig sabihin, 36 points coming or 39 points coming from beyond the arc. Panalo sila ng 30 sa isa.
No pun intended, the Benilde Blazers have been blazing hot in this Asiabasket tournament as Tony Inot winds up for 3. Eloy Tan with a rebound.
Won't be surprised anymore. You got a very fine gentleman as their head coach in Coach Raiko Toroman.
14 on the shot clock here for the CORSA Tires. Eloy Tan getting that pick from Portales. They go back inside to Portales. Jomel Ancheta yung tatawagan on that foul. Rounding out that starting five ng CSB, you've got Justin Sanchez, Eman Ojula, and Anton Eusebio in the middle. So if you closely follow NCAA basketball, you notice that a lot of these Benilde Blazers are transferees from other programs, like si Anton Eusebio from UTD, Tony Inot and Justin Sanchez from San Beda. You've also got Ian Torres and Roger Ondoa from Immaculada Concepcion College coming off the bench here.
They found a new home. Oh, nice feed there to Ojula.
4-0 for the Benilde Blazers right here.
Matetesting talaga dito itong CORSA Tires because they're gonna go up against a very systematic Blazers.
Edsel Mag-isa not alone in the paint. Ojula sending that shot away. Three-pointer Eusebio. He threw down a couple of hammers in CSB's first game here in this tournament. Trying to wax hot from the outside. They go back to Eusebio. Stolen by Gerald. Taking the pocket. He's got Eloy Tan with him. What does Gerald do? Give it to Eloy Tan. Easy basket off the glass.
Intelligent basketball coming from Gerald Anderson, attracting the defense and then perfect last-second pass.
Pampataas talaga ng grades mo sa My Player or sa My Career sa NBA 2K if you get the steal, run the lane, and then make a successful assist on the break.
Basta kailangan sakto,
Dapat
kailangan sakto lang.
Combo yan eh. That's a three. Matthew Oli. Rebound Portales. Jojo Cunanan, the playing coach for CORSA Tires. What a drive inside. Napasobra lang.
Sorry, mister. Coming from Jojo, had a clear lane. or rather clear look at the basket.
Tony Inot had his own clear look and the finish.
Look at how he goes up. Yung spring, ano?
He's only 6'2", but he plays so much bigger. Mag-isa over Eman Ojula.
I would say if there's somebody consistent apart from Gerald Anderson sa komponan ng CORSA Tires, Edsel mag-isa is probably one of those guys.
He's averaging 13.5 points over their first couple of games here. Jomel Ancheta now, forcing that shot in.
Walang malaki para kay Ancheta.
If your point guard plays that big, then you know you're in for a heck of a night. Anderson trying to make his move here, back to Eloy Tan. Eloy going left, they go to the corner. Shot clock's at 7. Cunanan to mag-isa, finds himself alone near the baseline.
And that would make Ojula think twice. Should I give him that open space or should I close out strong?
Fast-paced game here. CORSA Tires only down 2. CSB trying to slow it down. Let's see if they can control the pace here just the way they want. Ino to Ojula. And that's another basket off the glass for the former FEU big man.
Edsel couldn't do anything. He tried to stay in front, but he was literally pushed behind.
Looking at CORSA Tires, they're not playing with a foreign player right now. So it's an all-Filipino lineup for them. Konting disadvantage here. But Eloy Tan says, who cares? As he flips that shot in.
Now, in that last game of CORSA Tires, Eloy Tan deferred to his other teammates and he was able to spread that basketball really well.
You share the wealth, you share the love, you share the joy as well. And Antonio Eusebio firing from long range there.
One of the names that you mentioned, top of the coverage, Eusebio had 13 points against Shawarma Shack.
He was spotless from downtown in that contest as well, and he tries to continue the streak here. Jojo Cunanan, he loves that corner 3. CSB running, Ancheta finds Ojula, steal, almost picked up by Cunanan, but that goes out of bounds.
Mamimili ka, no? Ancheta, Tony Inot was open, but I like how he thought there. Kasi si Ojula may inside track.
And that Portales assist to Eloy Tan was brought to you by Fiberblaze. Nothing beats local. Tony Inot from the outside, hits the side of the rim. Fast break here, Eloy to Gerald. Anderson swatted away by Tony Inot.
And I thought maganda na yung ginawa ni Gerald. He knew that Tony was going to the other side, decided to zag, but Tony was just quick to change direction also.
And Tony Inot and Gerald Anderson are very familiar with one another. Inot was part of CORSA Tires
Oo
back
naman.
when we were in Las Piñas.
Magkaamo yan na yan, ika nga.
Mag-isa posting down low, stolen. CSB running, Inot picking up that steal, going up and in.
Look at what he did there. Went up in mid-air, changing his shot. Ganda nung balanse, ganda nung core. And not to mention yung mga bisig ni Tony Inot, no?
The steal, the fast break, the finish. He's like a department store. He's got it all for you. Inot picking it up again, taking it away from Gerald to Eusebio with the finish.
Biggest lead already for the Blazers at 9.
Antonio Eusebio took all those fruits, put them in the blender, and gave you some jam.
Oh, that's big, that throwdown. Tignan mo yan, dito nag-umpisa lahat yan eh.
That dump from Inot to Eusebio, and that dunk of the game was brought to you by Banmi Kitchen, forcing Andrew Katipay to call for time. As we get set for action to resume, CORSA Tires is the official partner of the 2023 Asiabasket Championship Dasmariñas. And the 2023 CORSA Tires Asia Basketball Championship Dasmariñas is being shown live on YouTube, Facebook, Tap Sports, and of course, sa Blast TV app. And you just saw the three-point shot of the game brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Matthew Oli goes for three.
Oh my. So patuloy yung magandang nilalaro dito ng Blazers. Biggest lead already at 12.
Oli, oh my indeed. 12-point lead here. Eloy dumping it inside. And Jmar Gimpayan, a quick basket upon checking in.
They need a lot of those from Gimpayan. Tapos nag-join forces na with Gerald Anderson and Jojo Cunanan.
They're also bringing out the big guns. They've got their foreign player in there as well. Umeanzi has checked in, but before that, Matthew Oli with his second three and that steal. Fast break here, back to Oli, throws it up, no foul called. Eman Ojula, nakipag-agawan dito kay Jojo Cunanan.
I like how Ebuka Umyanozi challenged that last drive. Diba? Kasi kung hindi, the Blazers will throw their weight around inside the shaded area.
And Umyanozi hasn't really played much here in this tournament so far as we take a look at that Fiberblaze assist of the game brought to you by Fiberblaze. Nothing beats local. So CORSA Tires, they're trying to be quicker here, be faster, but Coach Monch Gavieres not being here, that's got to affect how CORSA Tires is playing.
If you're the CORSA Tires, ayaw mong lumaki na ito, 13-point deficit. Because if you allow the Blazers to dictate the tempo, they're gonna keep on doing that all the way to the second and third and even fourth quarters. Jason Strait ipinasok na dito, and allow me to correct myself. Nung nakaraang laro, sabi ko anak ni Ronald Strait ito. Paring Joey, I stand corrected. Ang kanyang ama ay si Joey Dodoy Strait. At yung uncle niya, si Ronald Strait, yung kakampi ko sa Cubao. Na ama naman ni Reginald Strait.
And that's how you get it straight.
Yes, that's how you get it straight. So, Dodoy, paumanhin, kaibigan.
11 on the shot clock here. Gimpayan taking that one away from the Benilde Blazers. Ian Torres has also checked in for CSB, another one of their transferees na nagre-residency or nagre-redshirt if you're applying the jargon from the NCAA in the US. Gerald, down low, nice pass. Almost taken away there.
That has always worked for them, that side fist that Jason Strait called. It's a deceptive play. It seems that Gerald is the one setting the screens, but actually he will be getting that ball and choosing kanino ba niya ibibigay. Will he go straight to the cup or drop it off in the last second?
And Coach Raiko Toroman has an embarrassment of riches. He brings in Kobe Ordonio to give Tony Inot some rest here. Justin Sanchez has also entered the game. What a block there from Allen Liwag. But there's the cleanup from Waray Gimpayan.
So this is the press, slight press applied here by CORSA Tires, easily broken by the Blazers.
Quick ball movement there, that's a fadeaway and that's way off for Ian Torres. Gerald on the break here. Dumped it down low, Jason Strait with the finish.
Look at that, good drop there by Gerald and Jason Strait, showing us that hindi lang siya pang 3-point shooting, kaya ring umatake sa hoop.
Second dime of the game for Mr. Anderson. Here's Matthew Oli, the only starter remaining here for CSB. Matthew Oli again from the outside. Yes!
Oh my. Parang ang batyanong ring, para dito sa kupunan ng Blazers.
That basket looks mighty huge for Matthew Oli. He's got 9. Eloy Tan, is he gonna answer back? They go to Gerald. He's got the smaller Kobe Ordonio on him. Mid-range J, no good. Kobe Ordonio with the rebound.
4 of 8 from beyond the arc of the Blazers.
Ordonio, nice pass to Torres, to Allen Liwag. Gets the offensive rebound. No, couldn't tip it himself. Eloy Tan on the break. Kobe Ordonio probably gonna get whistled for a foul there. Siya yung pinakamalapit nun.
Now, both teams actually attacking the middle and then finding an open guy. Pero ito muna yung knockout play. Oy, hindi pala.
Allen Liwag sinupalpal. And that defensive play of the game was brought to you by Decathlon. First free throw is no good for Eloy Tan.
Free throw story natin. Unang trip pa lang yan ng CORSA Tires.
Ian Pardo checking in for the first time here for Eloy Tan.
So, tinan mo Stan, itong turnovers natin dito. 5 turnovers already for CORSA Tires.
Matthew Oli, he's been hot. Here's Alan Liwag. Ordonio from the corner. Rebound here from Jason Strait. Stolen, CSB. They get it back so easily. That's their 6th steal of the game.
Look at that
Alan Liwag for 3. Ian Torres picks it up. Another offensive rebound para sa CSB. And Justin Sanchez finishes that one.
I'm shaking my head because I'm at awe at how they're moving that basketball in spite of the defense of CORSA Tires being there.
That's a system, and that's what they're learning from the likes of Raiko Toroman and Charles Tew, that entire coaching staff. So many talented minds on that bench. Paolo Layo, Gabi Severino.
Kasi kung titingnan mo, if you do your mental count, parang hindi tumatagal more than what? A second and a half sa kamay ng bawat player ng Blazers. They release that leather and it goes closer and closer and closer to the basket.
Gab Cometa has checked in here for CSB, another transferee from the San Beda program. Gerald Anderson, nice spin move inside, kissing it off the glass.
Gotta love that from Anderson already. Or that's his first 2 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Ian Torres, that 3 is no good. It goes to CORSA Tires.
Pero yung dos na yun ni Gerald, meron siyang 1 rebound, 2 assists, waiting for the game to actually be available to him.
And that CORSA Tires move of the game was brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Another bucket for CORSA Tires. Waray Gimpayan is carrying this team on his back.
Gimpayan already with 6 points.
Shot clock's been turned off here. Is Kobe Ordonio gonna have a Mamba mentality moment? Not if Gerald Anderson has anything to say about that.
Working both ways of the floor, itong si Gerald Anderson.
Jojo Cunanan wants to use another timeout here with about 3.7 seconds remaining here in the first. We've got a few ticks remaining here in the first quarter. RV Berjay has checked in here for Jojo Cunanan's CORSA Tires. Ian Torres, the trigger man, deflected by Jason Strait right into the hands of Coach Raiko Toroman.
3.2 left on the clock. Lots of time to fabricate a shot here for the Blazers.
Finds Kobe Ordonio, fades, can't swish it in, but the putback is no good for Gab Cometa. Sayang.
That would have counted,
It would have counted indeed.
Sakto sana. But still, not a big production here for CSB, scoring 28 points in the first 10.
And what did CSB do well for you at the end of that first?
They ran the floor and they shared that basketball. Hindi tumatagal ang bola sa kamay ng isang tao for more than about 1.5 seconds. And even if they make turnovers, they make it up. They make up for it when they have the opportunity on the other side pag may fast break sila.
And for CORSA Tires, what can they do to improve their chances here in the second?
Oh, they gotta hit it from the outside. People like Jojo Cunanan, Gerald Anderson, they have to step it up. Of course, si Waray has to contribute. But people like Ebuka Umyanosi, mga big guys sila, they have to play that role player's role para lang magkaroon ng chance dito ang CORSA Tires.
Benilde Blazers up by 9, 28-19 at the end of 1.
We're going into the second quarter of the 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. And of course, the secret behind the blazing hot success so far of the Benilde Blazers is actually yung teamwork nila na sinabi ni Coach Paulo Layog na napakalaking factor talaga. And one of them is actually Eman Ojula, the import here of the Benilde Blazers. Not only is he a great fit, pero team player din talaga siya. Sabi rin ni Coach Paulo, usually imports would actually demand for the ball. But for Eman Ojula, he actually just wants to be one of the guys, a team player for the team. Not only that, he also has a PhD degree. Back to you, Stan and Chiki.
Thank you very much to the third member of our broadcast team, Kimberly Mas, for that report on Eman Ojula. And one of the fun facts about Ojula is that before he even started playing college basketball in the Philippines, nakumpleto niya na yung master's degree niya sa FEU.
Wow.
So as Kimberly Mas just mentioned, he now has a PhD. So not a bad way to go if your basketball career doesn't pan out the way you'd want it to.
Importante yan, edukasyon sa mga batang nakikinig sa amin na huwag niyong papabayaan yan.
Sana all kayang mag-master's degree, let alone a PhD. As CORSA Tires gets another offensive rebound there. The relentlessness on the glass when they're crashing the boards, Chiki.
They need that. They really, really need that. 28-19. Alam mo, pag binagalan kasi ito ng CORSA Tires, they'll have a better opportunity to try to locate their shooters here. Pero hindi, pinapaspasan ng Blazers eh.
Tony Inot back in here for Benilde. Deflected there by Pardo, pero na-save ni Cometa. Cometa inside the paint. Thought he had an opening to give it to Liwag, but there's a whistle. So the 5 on the floor for CSB, Ordonio, Liwag, Sanchez, Inot, and Cometa. So you've got 3 former San Beda products here in Cometa, Sanchez, and Inot. Inot for 3. Rebound Garcia.
Mailap pa ang outside shooting Tony Inot.
In the high post, Waray Gimpayan posting up his man. RV Berjay, no. Kobe with the rebound.
We mentioned RV's name. Uy. We mentioned RV's name. He has to hit those shots. Kanino? Ang kay Tony ba?
So our referees are signaling with the unsportsmanlike motion. I-review muna nila yan bago natin ma-determine. So that's on Allen Liwag of the Benilde Blazers.
Oh, okay. Numero 34 nga.
So that means 2 shots and possession for CORSA Tires. Let's take a look at him. Just, oh, there's the shove.
Actually, mas malakas yung una eh. Na contact ni Liwag. The second one was just sold well there by Waray.
Pero kitang-kita kasi nasa harap ng referee. So matik matatawagan ka nun.
Probably the first one already caught the attention of our refs. Sige lang. Nayaan sila maglaro, but the second one will not escape them.
I'm no parent, but I've got a couple of dogs. So I can kind of relate on that level, but I'm going to leave it to actual parents to make the comparison.
I have 3 kids. And if they're watching right now, they know what I'm talking about.
Huli tayo dyan.
Huli ka.
Shot clock's at 7 para dito sa CORSA Tires. Gimpayan, no good. Good cleanup by Jason Strait.
And Jason Strait showing us another facet of his game. In that last game they had, he had 9 points, going 75% from beyond the arc, going 3 of 4.
5 na lang ang lamang ng Benilde Blazers. Are they feeling any pressure right now? They're feeling the defensive pressure from all those deflections.
Kasi nag-tighten na rin yung defense dito eh, ng CORSA Tires. Tignan mo naman, mahaba din yung galamay ni Strait and Berjay.
Gab Cometa wide open. Yes!
You don't do that to shooters, especially guards. Open looks, easy basket.
Gab Cometa reminding everyone, as Kuya Will once said, you don't do that to me.
Di talaga pwede, ililista mo na yan.
Good ball movement here from CORSA Tires. Kobe with a pick. Kobe Ordonio with a drive. And lane's no good. Ojula, offensive rebound, put back, and good.
Such a luxury in having a big guy in Eman Ojula run the break. Actually, pwede pang ibagsak ni Kobe yun eh. But what he did was he followed the shooter, went for that rebound, and the easy putback.
And that move of the game was brought to you by CORSA motorcycle tires. Dominate the streets. So Eman Ojula off to complete the three-point play. And he could push this lead up to 11. And just a moment ago, lilima lang yung lamang ng CSB. Ngayon, na-doble na nila.
6 points for the big fellow.
Justin Sanchez was so close to getting that rebound. And there's Coach Raiko Toroman. And Coach Paolo Layo to his left, his right.
Hard-working Coach Pao.
He's had a busy day.
Buong araw na yun nandito.
Ano yan? FTLOG, for the love of the game.
Parang tayo din yan.
Yes, sir. 15 on the shot clock here para sa CORSA Tires. That's a three from Garcia. No good. Ojula with another rebound. That's number 4.
They need those 3-point shots off Garcia. Para lang lumuwang yung gitna.
Inot thought about it. Penetrating the paint now. Ojula saved it from all the picks and the deflections. But that's not gonna go his way. Napatagal. 3-second violation para dito kay Eman Ojula.
But there was an attempt.
He tried to get off his feet.
Okay, I was a bit surprised because number one, the pass was made and there was an active or action inside.
Pati si Coach Raiko, tinatanong niya kung counted nga ba yun.
Oo nga eh. So anyway, it has been whistled.
Fadeaway J, no good for Katipay. One of the other playing coaches ng CORSA Tires. So the one calling the shots from the bench is Jojo Cunanan. Justin Sanchez here. In the paint. Can't finish. Ojula on cleanup duty. Ay, hindi pa. Another rebound for him. Ojula just racking up those boards in the offensive glass.
Yung tatlong attempts na yun, isang description ko doon, bully basketball. You saw Sanchez putting the ball down, noticing that he had an advantage. Bullied his way in, didn't connect. Ojula, first offensive rebound, wala. Second offensive rebound, and he'll earn another trip to the free throw line.
And seeing a big man dominate in the paint is the only time we will find bullying acceptable.
Kaya nga tinan mo, ginawa dito ng CORSA Tires, Berje, upo ka muna. We have to have a warm body, a big body as big as Ebuka Umyanosi to at least challenge itong si Eman.
Ojula finally drills that free throw. That's the first free throw of the game for CSB that actually went in.
Kasi hindi pa pwedeng si Edsel eh. Stan ang magcha-challenge kay Ojula. His hands are full trying to guard Antonio Sebio.
2 for 2 at the line. Itong si Ojula. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. We've got a 12-point game, and in comes Gerald Anderson.
Opting to go a little bit smaller, the CORSA Tires. Straight sits down.
Benilde applying 94 feet of pressure, and Gerald tried to counter with that outlet.
Asking for that side fist again.
And Katipay almost lost control of the rock there. Gab Cometa was just a little too pesky. 14 on the shot clock here for CORSA Tires. Gerald here using that screen. Back down low. And they give it back to Gerald, who finishes with that layup. Beautiful.
If you look at how Gerald plays, hindi naman super smooth eh, but he's so athletic. But the beauty of his game is sure ball talaga siya.
And Umyanosi with the recognition that
Yes.
he knew what Gerald was trying to do right there. Giving him the assist. Ordonio passing out of that shot to Cometa on the baseline. Gab Cometa with another bucket. He's got 5.
That's a big bucket there for that young man.
And these Benilde Blazers are really gearing up for season 100. Like, the reason why these players are here, this caliber of roster, diba, for CSB, is because they're all serving their residency. They're retooling once the likes of Robbie Naive and Prince Carlos, Miggy
wow.
Corteza, all of those guys graduate. Migs Okzon, I believe, will be one of the last remaining holdovers from this current lineup as we show you that move of the game. Gerald Anderson, that was brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires, dominate the streets. So going back to the Benilde Blazers, this embarrassment of riches. Tony Ino to Eusebio with the jam!
We gotta see that again when we have an opportunity.
And Tony Ino's expression says it all. Holy sugar, honey, iced tea.
Wow!
Take a look at that. Tony Ino serving it up on the platter. Room service delivery for the flush kay Antonio Eusebio. And that dunk of the game was brought to you by Ban Mi Kitchen.
And it shows that they really do this regularly even in practice. Kasi inaabangan eh.
That holy sugar, honey, iced tea look from Tony Ino says it all. This Dasmariñas arena is still in the process of picking up its jaw off the floor after that alley-oop from Tony Inot and Antonio Eusebio.
Alam mo, pag pinag-ipon-ipunan yung highlights nitong 8-day tournament natin, sang damakmak na dunks yung makikita natin.
Pang end one mixtape yan.
Pwede talaga. So I hope we get a chance to do that.
And as I said that, age has just settled in because I hope that this generation even knows what the end one mixtapes were.
I do.
Jason Straight back in here for CORSA Tires. They're trying to confuse the Benilde Blazers defense here as Gerald drives into a very crowded shaded area.
That's one guy who could lead the attack here, Gerald Anderson, because by my count is the biggest lead already for CSB at 14.
Gab Cometa taking a seat. Jomel Ancheta is back in. Allen Liwag giving Eman Ujula some time on the pine.
Anderson already with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. He rarely misses from that spot.
But you know, when Gerald's on the floor, he's all business. He's on the job.
Galing nung tempo na yun, ah. I gotta admire that line there. Very nice.
Thank you.
Pinanood ko pati yun, para alam mo lang.
One of the best movies in his entire IMDb.
Oh yes, I agree. I agree.
A lot of pressure being put on Ancheta as the ball handler right now. Here's Inot. That's going to be an offensive foul. Another turnover for the Benilde Blazers. That is their 6th.
That's Jason Straight just sticking to his assignment. Dahil doon nakabigwit pa siya ng offensive foul.
Allen Liwag, transferee from EAC, now a part of the CSB squad. They go to Gerald, left corner, three-pointer. Yes!
And they're trying to free him up. Talking about Gerald Anderson.
And Julia Barreto loves what she sees. Gerald Anderson, could he be heating up? Allen Liwag, pickpocketed. Anderson on the break. He's going downhill. That floater. Rebound CSB. And another whistle now. Sabi ni Tony Inot, anspo yun.
Mingi nga siya ng anspo. But going back to that sequence, Anderson would have produced his 9th and 10th point sana with that floater.
Waray Gimpayan getting called there. Ayun na, nare-review na ng ating officials. Pati si Coach Raiko, hinahanap niya kung ano yung review.
39-28. Okay. Time for us to catch our breath too.
And this official review is brought to you by the bringer of news, features, and scoops in the world of hoops. Follow Hoop Junkie on your favorite social media platform.
Of course, who doesn't follow Hoop Junkie, di ba?
Hoop Junkie has made its way all the way to Sports Center. Ganyan ka big deal ang Hoop Junkie sa ating mga boss amo dito sa Asiabasket, Mr. Patrick Edrozo.
Oo naman. It's nice to have winning coach also join us in Coach Raiko Tonoman. Just shows that level of competition dito mataas talaga sa Asiabasket.
Absolutely, and for the younger fans who might have missed out on his run as the Gilas head coach, he's the OG. He was the coach of the original Gilas. Those first 2 years, Gilas might not have had a whole lot of success in international play, but it laid the groundwork for the Gilas program we know and love today.
Kaya kung kayo po ay walang ginagawa sa 8, punta na kayo dito dahil habang libre pa.
So that's going to be a foul on Waray Gimpayan. But it's a common foul.
Okay. So both teams dito, partner on the brink now of entering the penalty. Next foul nila, free throws na yan.
So let's take a look at that collision once again. You know, they got chippy there. Sina Gimpayan and Eusebio. But no free throws and no unsportsmanlike call. So Gimpayan caught a break there. Eusebio from the outside again.
Look at that ball distribution. Ino Taliwag to Eusebio. They're just searching those pillars who are moving on the sides.
Anton Eusebio is really inflating this lead for the Benilde Blazers. Gerald wants to cut that lead down. Natawagan pa na travel.
They gotta find a solution dun sa ginagawa dito ng Benilde, no? So, tinan mo ito, partner. Locating that pillar on the right side.
And when that ball finds its way to Eusebio, it is smooth like butter. And that three-point shot of the game is brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets.
Think of a wheel. Pag umatake sa gitna, gagalaw yung nasa gilid. Yun yung ginagawa ng Blazers.
Anton Eusebio once again. He's heating up.
Biggest lead already at 17.
One more, ma-activate na yung kanyang sharpshooter badge. Gerald Anderson sidesteps, takes his own three. Wala. Offensive rebound, Eloy Tan. Off to the left corner, left-handed three. Jason Strait hits nothing but air. Allen Liwag. Big man's running the break. That's a corner three there. No good. Baba ulit for CORSA Tires.
CORSA Tires, they have to settle down. They have to calm down, go to their usual place, and find their shooters like Jojo Conan, or rather Gimpayan.
Waray Gimpayan with another bucket down low. He's got 10. Nice two-man action there between Eusebio and Ancheta. Finding Matthew Oli to the corner. Vanguardia for three. Wala pa rin. Matthew Oli yet again. Vanguardia snatches that offensive rebound. Safe in the hands of CSB yet again. Oli, left corner three. Yes!
Masakit yun for CORSA Tires. 3 offensive boards, and then 3 points pa yung binitawan.
But Gimpayan is not rushing. He's taking Taylor Swift's advice. You need to calm down.
And they have to do that. Otherwise, lalaki ito, it's now a 16-point lead for the Blazers.
You're watching the 2023 CORSA Tires Asia Basket Championship Dasmariñas. As for CORSA Tires, Moncha Gavieres will not be coaching for CORSA Tires today, but instead it was actually supposed to be Rafi Inyon that will be coaching for CORSA Tires, according to Raf Avenido, the strength and conditioning coach of CORSA Tires. But also due to the schedule, he will not be able to make it today. Medyo mababa yung moral ng CORSA Tires coming into this game since wala nga si head coach Monch, but they actually gave a prayer before the start of the match, praying for the speedy recovery of Coach Monch's mom, and hopefully, if manalo man sila dito sa game, they are going to be dedicating this to her. Back to you, Stan and Chiki.
Thank you very much, Kim. Jomel Ancheta with that quick bucket, turning this into a 20-point lead. But as Kim alluded to, some things really are just bigger than basketball.
And again, kay Coach Monch, pinagdadasal po namin ang speedy recovery ng iyong ina.
Jason Straight here with the drive. That's gonna stop action for just a moment here. And yun nga, parang ang na-deflate itong CORSA Tires as we take a look at this three-point shot at the game from Matthew Oli, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. And it's hard enough kapag short-handed yung team nyo due to injury. But it's even worse when something as heavy as a medical emergency rips out a member of your team away. Kahit na sabihin mo na this is a commercial team, they've only been together 2 or 3 weeks.
Pamilya pa rin yan eh. Diba? Pamilya pa rin. Against yan, nagsasama-sama yan. Now, going back to your point earlier, yung nangyayari dito sa CORSA Tires, actually, they have a nice interior defense. Eh. Nakaka-challenge sila sa loob. But what the Blazers are doing is, once they attack inside, if there's no clear shot, may nag-aabang sa labas. And they've been converting at a high rate.
And that proves na may silbi rin pala ang pagiging abangers.
Oo naman.
As Justin Sanchez gets called for that travel.
It's so difficult to set up your shooters, di ba? Na sa gantong high-paced yung laro. So, given that, as a matter of fact, pag nalilibre ang mga manlalaro ng Blazers, they make sure that they knock it down from outside.
About 3 seconds, or a little less than 3 seconds separating shot clock and game clock here. Gerald Anderson trying to break free, but he's no High School Musical. Ayan, finally finds the rock. Gerald still hounded. Almost a travel there. What a bailout from Waray Gimbayan. Time running out. Ancheta for 3, way off. And we're going to end the half with a 17-point differential between both teams.
That last basket, while it did fall in for CORSA Tires, hindi nila masyadong type yung ganyan because hindi siya sa flow ng offensiva nila. It's a bailout shot. So, a lot of things will be talked about definitely in the halftime model, and hopefully they'll be able to adjust come the third quarter.
The CSB Blazers just put on a show. They outscored CORSA Tires by 10 here in the second quarter. And it's amazing what they've done, making the Dasmariñas fans pretty happy here. But the CORSA Tires squad is just looking up at the lights coming out of this second quarter. So ang score po natin ngayon, 52 for the Benilde Blazers, 35 for CORSA Tires. Magbabalik ang Asiabasket. Nagbabalik po ang aming coverage of the 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Championship Dasmariñas. Stancy and Chicky Reyes on the call, and 17 points ang lamang ng Benilde Blazers dito, Chicky.
Mabigat yung ginawa nila in the first 20 minutes of action. They're sharing that basketball. They're feeding their scorers. Sa kabila naman, they're putting pressure dito sa CORSA Tires. You know that they're bothered that their coach, head coach, Coach Monch is not here. Tapos, syempre, yung not so good news, add to that. But if you're CORSA Tires, okay, nangyayari niyan, you gotta move on. Now, it's a 17-point deficit here. Ang maganda rito, third quarter, you can cut it down yan. Pwede mong hintuin yan, stop the bleeding. So, pagpasok ng fourth quarter, you have a nice way of entering it and have a good chance to grind out a victory.
Let's take a look at some of the big stats coming out of that first half.
Partner, tinan mo ito, field goals. Maraming binato dito ang Blazers, and they were shooting at a very high clip. But take a look at the three-point story. 8 of 19 para dito sa Blazers. 5 of those actually, yung kinonvert nila, or sorry, 4 of those, 4 of 8, tinira nila nung second quarter. That's the reason kaya lumaki yung kanilang kalamangan dito. In the assist department, gayon din. Every time that they pressure itong kabila, they get to run the floor, they get to push that ball, they get to score. We're talking about fast break points, 15 against 5. Pero hindi natin na-highlight na dito, ang turnovers, may 8 ang CSB, 11 for CORSA Tires. But what's big about that is that CSB was able to score 18 points off those turnovers.
Let's take a look at the stat leaders here. Waray Gimpayan leading all scorers with 14. Emma Nojula of CSB, he leads all rebounders with 6. Tony Inot with 4 assists to lead everybody, and Jason Strait with 1 block. So a little bit of defense pa rin naman kahit papano, but it's Waray Gimpayan who's really carried the load offensively para sa CORSA Tires.
Ang bigat nun, 14 after nun. Anderson with 7, and then Eloy Tan with 5, Jason Strait also with 5 points. But hindi ito yung impactful 5 points na nakuha kay Eloy or kay Jason, unlike in their previous game. So we need, or they need, more production from these gentlemen.
So we've got Umianozi back in here for CORSA Tires. Portales, I believe that is RV Berjay, Gerald Anderson, and Eloy Tan. That's their 5. Allen Liwag with the offensive rebound and the putback. Fast break here for CORSA Tires. Muntik nang mabitawan ni Gerald nun, but he was able to dump it to Berjay, sending the former Ateneo Blue Eagle to the foul line.
And that is pure athletic ability for Anderson. That pass, I thought, was quite strong and long. But Anderson not giving up on that pass. Na-save pa niya yun. That's the reason why RV is on the line.
Filipino-British RV Berjay, who actually played for Batangilas back in 2015.
Tinan mo yan, kapatid, ha? If I'm not mistaken, wala pang naibubuslo. Ngayon pa lang itong si Berjay.
His first points on the board here. Not a lot of playing time din para kay RV Berjay.
Only played 3.5 minutes in the whole first half.
But he's a young gun, only 24. Naglalaro din yan sa MPBL for the Marikina Shoemasters, coincidentally a team that Gerald has played for as well. Ojula using himself as the screener here. Ian Torres at the controls. Getting that Ojula pick. Ojula rolling inside. He's got the smaller defender on him, and he just abused Portales inside.
Again, 4 players staying outside, setting up screens. Biglang dive sa loob si Ojula. All alone in the middle, meaning walang kasamang ibang dark shirts.
Ojula here, just a brick wall on defense, but that was not enough to stop Umianozi.
Umianozi, hindi naman talaga ito yung source of points nila, no? But you'd like to see him have more attempts. Actually, only had 1 attempt the whole first half.
That's because the offense is really centered around Gerald and Gimpayan. Ian Torres looking for Liwag. Liwag with a nice spin inside. That's a nice fadeaway, Jay.
In spite of the bump, balance pa rin. And good swish, good hit from the outside.
Yung physicality ni Allen Liwag combined with his grace just makes him such a threat to score talaga para dito sa CSB.
Ang ganda tingnan no? Hindi siya natitinag
Liwag keeping his hands up. Great defense from the former EAC general.
And although his hands were up, in the last second, ibinaba niya
And if you're someone like Alan Liwag, you're probably missing playing for the NCAA right now as we take a look at this CORSA Tires move of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Ito nga si Liwag, he's serving his residency, diba? He actually played in season 98 para sa EAC. So he was one of their main contributors, scored double figures per game in season 98. Magbabalik yan ng season 100.
Imagine kung gaano kalakas ang Blazers, ano, pagdating sa susunod na season dahil hinog na eh.
He was also a prolific rebounder in season 98. 8.6 rebounds per game in that league.
Wow.
Here's Liwag setting up shop here. Turnover for CSP. What an outlet to Gerald, but he tips it to Ojula.
He wanted to go to Portales, then now that Ojula was right behind him.
They're slowing it down, but Tony Ino takes the three. Rebound CORSA Tires.
They have to take care of that leather. Oh, good
Portales inside, finishes.
Good feed, good find. And they can build up some momentum with that layup.
And that started with Berjay being active on the other end of the floor. Tony Ino, Alan Liwag is clutching his throat or his neck.
Ito yung hindi kinakailangan ngayon ng CORSA Tires, you know, after scoring on a nice break because it will stop the momentum. Oh, that's an easy call against Portales.
So our officials will be reviewing it, but that replay seemed to show clearly that Jumilson Portales raised his forearm and Alan Liwag ran straight into it.
And it was above the shoulders. So unsportsmanlike yun, ano kapatid?
That's right. But it does not spell an ejection. He just goes to the bench here.
Yes.
Yeah, Portales gets to remain on the playing court. So it's 2 shots and possession for Alan Liwag and the CSB Blazers. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Will Gozum, the reigning NCAA MVP, who is also set to graduate after season 99. Kaya nga, binubuo nila yung next generation of Benilde Blazers here.
Advanced thinking talaga, no? Ganun talaga pagdating sa amateur and collegiate basketball.
The team building is top-notch here for this program as Alan Liwag drains that push shot.
Good recognition coming from Tony Inot.
Gerald Anderson taking it strong against all those black shirts. Anderson fading away, gets the bounce.
He's trying to carry the load here.
Gerald Anderson thinks he's Enrique Iglesias. I can be your hero, but is it too late?
I love yung baon mo talaga dito, partner. Really like it.
Thank you. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock, but CORSA Tires pilfering that away from the Blazers. Eloy Tan here. He just forced that one up. Ginamit pa niya yung backboard.
Back-to-back baskets para sa white shirts. 6:27. Coaches would always say you're down by a huge deficit. What would be a good target? Cut it down to single digits at the end of the third.
And you're chipping away at this deficit, making it more manageable with each defensive stop, each easy basket that you convert. How will the Blazers respond here? They go back to Tony Inot, to Ojula. Liwag finishes that one.
Ano yun? Ginawa na lang ng paraan yun eh. Di ba? Nag-abutan lang yung dalawang bigs doon. But Liwag is already very loose, very confident inside the shaded area.
He's very much in rhythm. 9 points here for Alan Liwag as we take a look at that last Gerald Anderson jump shot. That move of the game was brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets, much to Julia Barreto's delight.
Sabi niya, love. Approve. Good shot.
Sana all may cameras na nakatutok sa mga SOs natin when they approve of the things we do. Nice pass inside. RV Berjay just couldn't finish. Torres snags it.
Well, look at how quick Torres is.
To Liwag again. CORSA Tires getting that rebound. Umianozi absorbing some contact.
You know why they are so decisive in giving it to Liwag? Dahil pag nakita ni Liwag na magkakaroon siya ng coverage, he is sure that there is someone outside waiting for a kick out.
And that's the trick here. If you're trying to chip away at this big lead, it seems like for every step that CORSA takes forward, they take 2 steps back because the Benilde Blazers seem to have everything on lock.
May panagot di ba? May panagot ang Blazers.
Anderson for 3. Yes!
Wow. He is starting to light up. Gerald Anderson already with 12 points.
15 points na lang ang lamang ng Benilde here. Antonio Eusebio checked back in. We remember what this guy did in the first half. And he gets a bump from Gimpayan before he could even have that runway to the rack. So 14 on the shot clock dito para sa Benilde Blazers. Eusebio was calling for it. Eusebio on the outside, all alone dito sa strong side. And Ojula and Umianozi are just battling down on the block.
Looking at the total output to muna, kapatid.
That Gerald 3 was brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. That is the CORSA Tires 3-point shot of the game in more ways than one.
He has 12 combining with Gimpayan's 14. Output ng dalawa, 26 out of CORSA's 48.
And that ball bounces off of Eusebio's thigh. So it will stay with CORSA Tires. Kobe Ordonez checked back in here for the Blazers. Anderson, naiwanan ni Kobe. Kobe shot. Not a Kobe-like result though for Gerald.
But it was a good line.
He tried.
Very patient, went for the step back. Di lang nahulog.
So it's Torres, Ojula, Eusebio, Inot, and Ordonez for Benilde. Moving the ball around. Inot with a drive, 5 seconds to shoot here. Inot goes up, down, shot doesn't fall.
I was about to say better close out coming from CORSA Tires. Pero meron kasing pag nag-break yung play ng Benilde, they have the luxury of a Tony Inot who could get that ball and create a possession, nice possession for them.
And that's something that every team needs and wants to have. Someone who can just create off the dribble and then finish through tight spaces or finish through all of that coverage down in the paint.
And not just to score, di ba? Kung meron kang Tony Inot, okay, kaya niya umiscore, pero pag nasaraduhan siya or mag-double, he's very quick to recognize that somebody's gonna be open.
And that's why you see it here. Modest stats para kay Inot sa laro nating to. 6 points, but he has 5 assists.
Kasi hindi niya pinipilit eh, di ba?
He's able to get his teammates involved. Meanwhile, to see Waray Gimpayan, siya nang nag-point guard on that last trip. Anderson setting a screen here. Umianozi from the mid-range. Gimpayan, offensive rebound. Can he finish it though? At naagawan ni Ojula. Inot from the outside. Bounces off the rim. Ian Torres, offensive rebound.
He's trying to find his range para hindi rin siya manlamig. Yes, he's happy facilitating, but Tony, remember, is a scorer. Okay? So hahanap at hahanap ng paraan din yan to put that ball inside.
That's his DNA as a player. And sometimes you can't deny your baser instincts even on the basketball court.
And even coaches would say, don't just be contented in passing because I need your scoring para meron ding additional threat.
Tony Inot taking a seat. Pahinga muna. Gab Cometa checking in for him. 6 to shoot here para sa CSB. Cometa. He just threw that up. Parang aimless yung direction niya.
He saw the clock na paubos na, hoping that that ball will hit the rim and they'll have another offensive rebound.
Unfortunately, the ball did not hit anything. So that's a 24-second violation. 17 points pa rin, separating both teams here with 3:34 remaining in the third. But in terms of quarter scoring, tablado sila, 13 each. Gerald, muntik ng manakawan ni Ian Torres. Anderson loses it finally, and it's a CSB fast break. Antonio Eusebio with another stop!
We saw it coming from a mile away.
One-handed jam from Antonio Eusebio.
That's how you run a break. That's how you run a break. You reward your high leaper.
Somebody stop this man. 10 seconds remaining here. This possession for CORSA Tires. Nice pass inside to Waray. Rebound Eusebio. Naka-15 na tong si Antonio Eusebio. Torres. No good. Gimpayan with another rebound.
Would have been a big basket there.
Eloy Tan inside. Just out-quicked everyone.
Already with 9 points. Quiet 9 points here for Tan.
Eloy Tan using his speed to just burst to get to the rim. We go back here to CSB. 17 pa rin ang lamang. Cometa. Thought he had an opening, natumba si Eloy Tan doon.
Si referee Jong. Okay. Check this out. Ooh.
Another look here at that Antonio Eusebio slam, and that dunk of the game was brought to you by Banmi Kitchen. All the strength in those arms, just stuffing that ball through the hoop.
Reward the runner, reward the bigs.
About 2:14 remaining dito sa ating third quarter here. RR Pagulayan checking in for the first time para sa CORSA Tires. Also part of that lineup when they competed in Las Piñas last July. RR Pagulayan for 3. No, can't find the stroke.
Another player that we're trying to find production from, Jerome Garcia.
Ordonio missing on that layup there, trying to get a little too fancy. Instead, he hit the deck.
Ang maganda naman dito para sa CORSA Tires, Stan. Okay, down ka 17. May full quarter ahead ka pa. They're hoping that they could light up the scoring of, apart from Gerald, of course, Gimpayan. You want Jason Strait to produce. You want Jerome Garcia to produce. You want Eloy Tan to continue attacking that basket.
Andro Katipay has checked in. Another turnover for CORSA Tires, and Ancheta just throws it up, sends himself to the foul line.
Let's check the turnovers. 14 already for CORSA Tires, or 15 for CORSA Tires against the 11 for CSB. Malaki ang 14 for a 10-minute quarter, 40-minute game.
At the line here, Jomel Ancheta played his freshman season in Centro Escolar University. Averaged about 9.2 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 3.8 assists per game. Dinedevelop ngayon tuloy nina Coach Paolo Layu, Coach Raiko Torman. He will have 4 years of eligibility in the NCAA, so he's their point guard of the future once nag-graduates in Robbie Naive and Prince Carlos.
4 years, imagine what they can do with him.
Only 20 years old itong si Ancheta from San Mateo, Rizal.
Very young indeed. Straight with 5 points. Pero wala pa siyang connection from Rainbow Land. Alam mo yung kasabay dito nila Jason sa loob, silang dalawa lang ni Gimpayan ang may points, kapatid. Katipay, Pagulayan, and Garcia, they've yet to score.
Kind of hard rin when everyone else is just producing goose eggs, but it, just zooming out, it goes to how medyo nawindang itong CORSA Tires with everything that happened to them just today.
Nakaka-throw off din naman talaga eh. Diba? You're coming off a victory. Then unfortunately, may ganong hindi magandang balita.
Ball will stay here with CSB. Sabi ni Edson Serrano, akin yun.
Alam mo, I'm checking
Ancheta with a 3 here. And this lead has ballooned back to 19.
Kasi we haven't seen Edsel come back. Diba? Dito sa laro. So you're wondering, is CORSA Tires trying to salvage this game using a different unit and then probably preparing for their last group phase game, di ba? Kesa pushing everything, using everybody in this game. Tapos pagdating mo ng last game mo, sunog ka na.
Right. And itong CORSA Tires, yung history nila with Asiabasket, they've actually been with us in some form or fashion through all of our legs this year. From Gerald Anderson's involvement with his team in the third floor, nung nasa Kuala Lumpur, to CORSA Tires having a surprising run all the way to the Final Four nitong last July. But a lot of the key components from that CORSA Tires squad is now on this Benilde Blazers squad.
Yeah.
Kobe Ordonio from the outside, in and out. Parang burger as Ancheta puts that back in.
So balik ulit sa 20, yung abante rito ng Blazers.
Naka-etned na.
I like how you put that. Yun.
Garcia breaks it. That shooting slump is momentarily over para sa CORSA Tires, but Ordonio looking for another basket here before the quarter ends.
First field goal. Actually, kung di tayo nagkakamali, no, for Jerome Garcia.
Let's take a look at that three-pointer again. Jerome Garcia finally getting something to go here.
In the last game, he was able to produce 15, hitting 3 of 6 from Rainbow Country.
Unfortunately, in CORSA Tires, parang tayo lang dito sa loob ng arena, nilalamig.
Oo. Kasi may iba rin ang depensa ng Blazers eh.
At iba rin yung takbo ng aircon natin ngayon sa Dasmariñas Arena. Maraming salamat po.
So imagine the concert on November 12. Diba? Solid yan dito sa Dasma Arena.
For sure, Mayonnaise, Al James, Nobita, they'll bring the heat. Shot clock's been turned off. And what is presumably the last possession of the quarter ay mapupunta sa CORSA Tires. Jerome Garcia, babalik pa sa kanya. Time running out here, under 5 seconds. This is gonna be almost a broken play. And it was a broken play to end the third quarter. That's not even gonna count.
Good idea from Katipay to give it to Pagulayan. Pero Pagulayan was already kind of deep to catch that high pass of Katipay.
Let's take a look at the highlights from that third quarter, Chicky.
Ang highlight talaga dito si Liwag. Playing really well inside, getting all those passes. And do not forget Eusebio, yung kanyang mga highlight dunks dito, yung acrobatic efforts. But then again, sa kabila, we're not seeing too many points from the usual suspects. And hopefully, CORSA Tires will find something that they can lean on in the fourth and final quarter.
We ended the half with a 17-point game. We end the third quarter with CORSA Tires still down 17, 73 to 56.
.73 in favor of the Benilde Blazers. The Benilde Blazers all share one dormitory. They actually spend a lot of time outside court. Apart from the gym, the shooting range, they actually also do schoolwork together. At ito daw yung isa sa mga susi sa pagbibuild ng solid trust na meron sila dito sa court. Back to you, Stan and Chiki.
Thank you very much, Kimberly Mas, for that insight into why the Benilde Blazers have that chemistry. Magkakasama ba naman itong mga to halos 24/7?
Kaya pala. Kaya naman pala.
Did you have that type of camaraderie in your college years, Chiki?
Wala. Pero wala kaming dorm. Pero magkakasama kami halos araw-araw dahil nag-i-ensayo.
Iba talaga kapag yung team it grows together and then it makes these towns together, diba, travels together. That's really going to add a lot to the way that you guys play with one another. Even if not everyone from Team B moves on to Team A as Kobe Ordonio drains that three. Here's Gerald, gets picked by Ordonio, but he was on the way up. So he'll go to the foul line.
Sa gantong opportunity for CORSA Tires, are trying to find different ways to score. Pero sabihin na natin, Stan, hindi nila ma-resolve ito in 9 minutes and 16 seconds. Dito napapasok yung anong positive ang pwede mong hugutin dito? Ano yung looking at the half full instead of half empty? What can you get from this game to help you prepare for your all-important last group phase game? Kasi ang pinakaayaw mo is pagdating mo dun sa last game mo, bit-bit mo yung hindi magandang vibes eh. Diba?
That's something that Jojo Cunanan, Andro Katipay, and the rest of CORSA Tires will have to work through for the next couple of days, especially as Coach Monch has stepped away muna from the team, at least for tonight.
Now, para naman dito sa kuponan ni Coach Raiko, di ba? 3-0, possibly mag 3-0. Pagdating kasi ng playoffs, yung kabila na yung kakalabanin mo. So you're setting or sending a very strong message na ingatan nyo ang Blazers.
And as Cometa inbounds the ball, we'd like to remind everyone that CORSA Tires is the official partner of the 2023 Asiabasket Championship Dasmariñas. And the 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Championship Dasmariñas is being shown on YouTube, Facebook, Tap Sports, and on the Blast TV app. Pati na rin on Solar Sports on delayed telecast. Again, we thank you for letting us into your homes at maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta sa aming liga.
So Edsel is back on the floor, getting some more burn. Pero kung titingnan mo, no, sino ba source of points dito for CORSA? It's Garcia, Anderson, and Jaymar.
Gimpayan down in the post, back to Gerald. Gerald thought about it and took the shot.
Sayang, nakaapak lang yung dulo ng kanyang kanang paa sa linya. Would have been a big three.
Gerald Anderson shot his shot. He's got 16 now. Here's Ancheta. Finding his options. They go to Cometa here from the top of the key. Sablay. And now, CORSA Tires are running. Katipay. Garcia for three. That would have been huge as well, but instead we go the other way. Stolen, Katipay. Muntik na maipit si Katipay doon.
And they could set this one up, build something here. They're only down by 16 with under 8 to go.
Liwag takes it from mag-isa, but Edsel drives to the rack. Liwag the rebound.
Not too much left there for Edsel.
He wasn't alone on the post. Di siya nag-iisa nun. Si Allen Liwag.
CORSA Tires are getting some breaks here. Diba, they failed to score twice, pero dito tinawagan ng offensive foul ang Blazers.
And the fight that they're showing tells us that hindi pa napupudpud yung mga trends nila.
Di pa. Buo pa yan.
Matthew Oli checking back in here for CSB. He had a huge first quarter for them. Gerald again for three. And that shooter's mentality that you said today, Chicky, nakikita natin yan kay Gerald. He just wants to let it fly.
16 points, 2 boards, 3 assists.
Problema lang, not everything is going in for Mr. Anderson. So he might want to take a different colored pill this time. The blue pill or the red pill?
Subok ng iba. Oh, nice pass.
Whipping it around. Almost would have been a good three there for Ancheta.
At kahit na missed shot yon, gusto mo yung action from the strong side, swinging it to the weak side.
That's how you confuse the defense. You try to stretch it however you can and look for the best possible opportunity to score. RV Berjay getting some more run in. He replaces Edsel mag-isa. Matthew Oli again from distance. Walang signal. But Liwag with the offensive rebound. Nice pass to Ancheta inside. Back out. In-out yung movement ng bola dito for CSP. Baseline, Jay, sablay pa rin. And now Gerald. Nice pass to Garcia with the finish.
So maganda yan, 4 straight baskets coming from CORSA Tires. Baba sa 14 yung abante.
Jerome Garcia already with 5 after that Gerald Anderson assist. CORSA Tires defense steals another one. Garcia from the outside. Yes!
7 in a row. 7 in a row for CORSA Tires.
11 na lang. And just like that, nagkabuhay ang CORSA Tires. Coach Raiko Torman has a lot to discuss with the Benilde Blazers.
And sometimes that's what you need, Stan. Just play in rhythm. Diba? Whatever the defense dictates you. Pag pumasok yan, babasa depensa. Pag open ang shooters mo, take it. And if you make it, you build it up from there.
Chiki almost filed a missing persons report for Jerome Garcia, but he's clearly back as the CORSA Tire squad is now just down by 11. Nagbabalik po tayo mula sa Dasmariñas Arena, and you can see our fans of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires, dominate the streets. There's Julia Barreto enjoying the action alongside some friends and team members.
Speaking of fans, yung mga kalapit village dito, mga taga-Windward, sila Tony Pascual, Louis Leander, yung mga 40 and above na mga manlalaro. Manlalaro dyan.
Mga naglalaro sa village.
Hindi daw sila makapunta dito dahil inaalagaan mga pamilya nila. Thanks for watching, ha? Sa inyong mga kanya-kanyang bahay.
Allen Liwag, as the buzzer was about to sound, drained that bucket and drew the foul.
Double digits already for Liwag with 11 points.
Tingnan natin ulit, Justin Sanchez to Allen Liwag. Pump fake, found his way into the paint. Swabe ng pasok, no?
I would see teams really practice that shot from that distance. In fact, even warm-ups, diba, Stan, we would see them. And there's a reason why.
6'6" Allen Liwag. Can't complete that three-point play, pero na-rebound pa rin ni Jomel Ancheta, and he is the one to get an extra couple of points here. And that's how CSB stops the bleeding.
Tatawagan muna ng delay of game itong Blazers.
Balik sa 15 ang lamang ng CSB versus CORSA Tires. And now they're applying 94 feet of pressure.
Look at how quick that run was, no? 4-0 run after the break.
Sinimod lang ng CSB, and now they're running yet again. Justin Sanchez leading the break. Nice pass. Hindi lang nila natapos yun, pero si Tony Inot ulit.
I was about to say Sanchez was running like a gazelle. Getting that rebound and leading the attack.
Let's take a look at Jomel Ancheta. And the drive of the game, brought to you by Jabber Motocom. Make rides more fun. It started with Liwag missing that free throw, Ancheta grabbing the offensive rebound, tapos took a chance inside, and it paid off.
Yung galaw ni Ancheta parang big man's move, power play, bangga sa kalaban. You mentioned only 20 years old and he has 4 years ahead of him.
And he's 5'8", Chiki.
5'8". That's an inch shorter than or small than my height.
Tony Inot draining those free throws. Cooley, another steal for CSB. Almost. Pero yung scramble, dito pa rin kay Jerome Garcia napunta. Gerald with space. Couldn't cash in. About 5 minutes remaining here in this contest. And Sanchez takes the hit, raises his hand.
That's tough. You gotta love what the Blazers are doing, and Coach Raiko very pleased with the timeout that he used. Bumaba ng 11 after that 7-0 run by CORSA. Ngayon, 6-0 run by the Blazers. Kaya ako mga tulit ito.
Pinagpag lang ng Benilde Blazers. No good on the first. Let's see, Justin Sanchez was part of the All-Asiabasket first team in Las Piñas when he played for CORSA Tires. One of the scoring leaders, averaging 19.1 points per game. He actually filled up the stat sheet during that little tournament. Inot picks it up. What a spin move on Gerald. hindi lang niya natapos yung play. But Tony Inot earns another pair of free throws here.
Lots of bright spots here for the Blazers. I'm having a quick check here, kapatid, dun sa double-digit scorers sila. 5 people have already contributed at least 10 points, with the highest scorer being Eusebio at 15. Imagine that.
Tony Inot here at the line. Also part of the All-Asia Basket first team in Las Piñas alongside Justin Sanchez. And Inot, at 6'1", averaged 8.5 rebounds per game in that tournament. Meanwhile, here's Gerald. His CORSA Tire squad looking up at the lights yet again. 20 na naman ang lamang. Medyo crowded tong right side ng CORSA Tires as Anderson pulls up.
Laki ulit ng 20, oh. Stan Abante, 448. Do the math. Kasi sabihin mo nang kahit papano mathematically slightly possible, but at this point I would say close to highly improbable, no?
So kung tinanong hanggang saan naabot ang 20 mo for the Benilde Blazers to the only undefeated record in this tournament?
Mahirap to, partner. Mahirap ma-overhaul ito. But again, no, if you can't overhaul such a huge deficit with 448, what positives can you bring if you're on the side, of course, at Tires as you play your last game on the 8th? Dahil may break bukas eh. Enough time to recuperate, to recover, to plan your attack on the 8th.
And things could still fall CORSA Tires' way because of our quotient system here.
Oo naman.
The way that the records might play themselves out after Wednesday. It's still possible for CORSA Tires na mag-advance sila dun sa crossover knockout phase natin for the quarters. But then, the element of their destiny being in their hands will no longer be in the picture kasi aasa sila sa pagkapanalo at pagkatalo ng mga ibang kagroup nila.
So while we're watching this pair of free throws, I'm checking yung ating remaining schedule. Break tomorrow on Wednesday, November 8th. CORSA Tires will play the last game. Okay, and they'll be playing yung may home court advantage, yung Dasmariñas Monarchs. Okay, so yun yung makakatapat nila.
And that's a team that finally picked up a win yesterday.
Exactly. Diba? So, all-important match on Wednesday.
Winner take all, so to speak. Or winner probably locks their position into the crossover knockout round.
Habang ang Blazers naman ang makakatapat nila ang Phuket Waves.
Nagbabalik po tayo with our fans of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. And some of our fans already heading for the exits here because of the deficit. Pero tingnan muna natin ang ating team standings as we head towards our break day tomorrow. Magpapahinga tayo lahat dahil hindi naman po tayo lahat Superman.
Tignan mo yan sa Group B, di ba? Magkakadikit yan eh. So, all-important match as we mentioned. Coming on that last day, magkaharap ang Dasma Monarchs, gayon din ang CORSA Tires. So paglalabanan dyan, ang 3 and number 4. Tatlo silang magkakapareho ng record.
And that's where the quotient system comes in.
Yan.
So if you're CORSA Tires, you still have to keep putting the ball in the basket despite what looks like an insurmountable lead. Kasi yung point differential na yan could still make a difference when you're sorting out the teams with identical records.
So if you're on the side of sila Gerald Anderson, okay, real talk, hindi natin naabutin dito. Kailangan pa rin natin magbantay dahil pag ito lumaki ng 22, 24, umabot ng 30, it's not gonna help them.
Irvin Mendoza checking in for the first time dito para sa CORSA Tires. RV Berjay taking a seat. Ito si Irvin Mendoza. Another veteran here dito sa mga liga tulad ng atin. Product of the University of Perpetual Health System, Delta System. Miss 3 from Gerald. Some new faces as well para dito sa Benilde Blazers. Si Cañete, he is checked in. And takes that shot from the elbow, or from the block.
So kung susumahin natin yung nilalaro dito ng Blazers from the get-go, they stayed with their game plan. They applied the pressure. They shared that basketball. And never afraid to take it even if mukhang hindi papasok yung tira. Dahil ganun yung sistema nila eh. Diba? There's a reason why you're open. You have to take it.
Meanwhile, the CORSA Tire squad, if there's something to say about them, it's that they did not stop trying.
No, hindi.
And you see it in the repeated attempts to shoot themselves out of a hole. Gerald's repeated drives inside the paint. Even the defense has not looked lazy or lackadaisical at all. And as you can see, kinapos ng oras itong Benilde Blazers in that possession. That's a shot clock violation for them. And before we resume action, let's bring in Kimberly Mas for one more report.
Thank you so much, Stan. CORSA Tires team was actually formed 2 weeks prior to the tournament. The reason for those straight shots coming out from CORSA was communication with each other regarding the defense. Back to you, Stan and Chiki.
Thank you very much, Kim. Yung nga, itong CORSA Tires Chiki, pinag-uusapan natin na they haven't been together for a very long time, but you can see that there is a bond naman kahit papano among these professionals as Jason Strait hit that last bucket for the white shirts earlier. And Romel Ancheta just erased that in any momentum whatsoever with that three-pointer.
It's gonna be a nice confidence booster game here for Ancheta. Not that he needs it, but with this point production that he has, malaki ang may dadagdag niyan when they go to the last game.
And that rebound goes to CSB. And that last 2 minutes, or that call was brought to you by Grab Kitchen, but now our officials will confer. It looks like there's a double foul, Chiki.
While they're walking all the way to the other end at papakinggan yung tawag ng mga hurado natin, share ko lang Tira mo naman for CSB. Oli has 12 points. Ojula has 10. Ancheta 19, Inot 10, Eusebio 15.
And that replay of that Gerald Anderson hanging floater was a drive of the game brought to you by Jabber Motocom. Make rides more fun.
Sama ko pa si Liwag with 11.
And Liwag just graduated.
Diba?
With his 5th foul. Pero hindi pa siya mag-graduate ng CSB.
Diba? So, partner, 77 points from 6 men out of the Blazers' 92. That's how much they share that basketball. And speaking of sharing, on the assist department, they have 25 compared to the 16 of CORSA Tires.
And CSB, this is a college program that has been lifted out of the bottom of the NCAA system for the last, I don't know, 10, 20 years. It started towards the end of the T.Y. Tang era, and then when Charles Q came in, look at that, Romel Ancheta slam.
That's the second time he did it in this game, yung una ng first half.
And this time, that finally was unimpeded, no? But going back, CSB has really built itself into this powerhouse of a program in college basketball, a far cry from what it was in previous regimes.
That sharing of the leather, that has been the secret of the Blazers. A lot of things that pag-uusapan talaga ng CORSA Tires when they go back to the drawing board.
Irvin Mendoza here at the line, getting that bonus free throw.
Ang challenge na lang dito, Stan, of course, no, easier said than done. Ano ba ang pwede nating ayusin, baguhin? Pero it's more on the veterans of the CORSA Tires team to lead the discussion and say, okay, might have lost big, but that window, that opportunity to advance is still there.
Absolutely. Hindi pa tapos.
Di pa. Yun yung beauty nga minsan ng ganitong kaikling tournaments, di ba? Pwede ka pang bumangon, pero ang problema, sino ba mas condition, sino ba mas ready, sino mas prepared?
And once you get to the crossover knockout round, anything can happen. It's kind of like March Madness in the NCAA sa US.
Iba, di ba? Iba na yan eh.
You can go on a Cinderella run, much like CORSA Tires did in Las Piñas.
At siguro kung ikaw naman yung nasa Group B, ang ayaw mo makatapat, yung number 1 sa kabila eh.
And number 1 on the other side right now is the Miss Or Mustangs after that powerful win earlier, that dominant win. Shot clock's been turned off here. Let's see if the Benilde Blazers will look to score one more time. See, again, yung point differential pa rin. But at this point, the Benilde Blazers really are the only undefeated team remaining in Asiabasket, so they see no need to put the ball in the hoop. And as time winds down, the final score is 97-74 in favor of the Benilde Blazers.
What a win for the club, ball club of Coach Raiko Toroman. His young lads, gentlemen, produced this third victory. Again, anong pinagmulan yan? Sharing of that basketball, 25 assists, 6 people scoring in double digits, playing good defense, forcing the other side to commit a lot of turnovers, and scoring off those turnovers.
All 5 starters for CSB in double digits. And Allen Liwag also chipping in 11 off the pine. Jomel Ancheta had 21 points to lead all scorers here. Meanwhile, for CORSA Tires, si Gerald Anderson naka-20, Waray Gimpayan naka-14, and no one else made it past the 10-point mark after them.
It's so difficult to choose the best player of the game dahil ang nangyari, Stan, pag bibiyakin mo yung 40 minutes, iba-iba yung windows kung saan nag-shine eh. Yung 6 different players who led the scoring for CSB. But we had to choose sino yung may pinakamatinding impact kung kaya't nahawa yung iba.
And because of the margin here, the minutes really were distributed halos evenly across the board. Looking at the minutes played here across the Benilde Blazers, nobody really playing more than 22 minutes here.
Tignan mo yung shooting nila, 3-point area, 12 of 32. They converted 12 of those 32 attempts. But dun sa 2-point shot, it's 24 out of 44. Big percentage as well.
We've got our player of the game. He's ready for his interview with our very own Kimberly Mas. Kim?
Thank you so much, Stan. I'm here with the CORSA Tires best player of the game, Jomel Ancheta. Congratulations, first of all. Galing kang CU. You mentioned in an interview that CSB made you feel at home. Ano meron sa CSB? Why did they make you feel at home?
Siguro kasi yung culture sa CSB, parang inaalagaan talaga nila yung mga players. Tapos hindi nila pinapabayaan, like sinusuportahan nila kung may nadadown man, hinahatak nila pataas. And thankful ako sa mga veterano sa CSB and kila Kuya Inot, kila Kometa, kila Liwag kasi sila yung palagi nag-guide sa akin every time na nag-ano sa court.
Grabe, pagpasok mo pa lang sa court, yung naririnig ko lang Ancheta, tapos ang dami mong slams na ginawa for this game. Ano meron for today, Jomel? Why are you so fired up?
Siguro parang yung hard work ko lang, tas parang tinuloy-tuloy ko lang, tapos yun, ito yung lumabas siguro.
And sure, you have a lot of friends and family members na nanonood sa iyo ngayon. Greetings?
Shoutout sa family ko, sa Ancheta family. Shoutout sa mga sumusuporta sa akin, mga tropa ko sa Modesta, sa Marikina, kay Lola Tess, kay Boss Frank po. Maraming salamat po sa inyo and kay Coach Charles po sa opportunity na makapaglaro dito.
Thank you so much and congratulations, Jomel Ancheta. Back to you, Stan and Chiki.
Dalawang bagay lang yan. Nakikita niya yung sarili niya sa big screen, tsaka nabighani siya kay Kim dahil napakaganda. Yun lang yun.
Joel Ancheta, our player of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. The Benilde Blazers, 97. CORSA Tires, 74. CORSA Tires drops down to 1 and 3. Again, battle yan to see who secures the last 2 spots in Group B. Meanwhile, the Benilde Blazers, they're on top, 3-0.
Sarap. So abangan nyo, may break lang kami bukas because all important, di ba, Stan, yung mga games natin on Thursday.
That's right. Our action resumes on Wednesday,
Wednesday,
November
I stand
8.
corrected.
Dito po sa Dasmariñas Arena. Tickets are still free on Wednesday, but starting on Thursday when the knockout crossover round or the crossover knockout round kicks off, may ticket charges na po tayo at wag po nating kakalimutan ang ating Battle for Third and Championship game. Gaganapin po yan on Saturday, November 11. It starts at 5 p.m. And then meron po tayong Music Fest on Sunday, November 12. Ang headliners po natin, Nobita, Al James at Mayonnaise. Lahat po yan gaganapin dito sa lungsod ng Dasmariñas, sa Dasmariñas Arena sa Cavite. Thank you so much for joining us for another coverage of the 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Championship Dasmariñas. On behalf of Kimberly Mas and Chicky Reyes and our fantastic production crew here in Dasmariñas, my name is Stan C, saying good night, mwah, and goodbye, bang!